Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of uranium. We'll go through it. This time I'm going to take big picture views. We're going to do logarithmic charts. And the big picture view on logarithmic will give you a little bit different perspective on all the companies themselves. So hopefully you can gain a little bit different of a perspective on the overall uranium markets. Again, it's just my financial opinion, and here we go. So this is the uranium market. You can see that big picture view-wise, we've been in this huge downtrend. There it is. Once you break the downtrend, you are now in an uptrend starting at this point here. We've got higher lows, we have higher highs, and we are continuing to move up in that fashion. So that's what we've got. Higher highs, higher lows. We've broken the downtrend. Everything looks great. We've got a little bit more of a sell-off going on here recently. Nothing to be worried about. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, U.UN. And you can see that we're trying to break through this long-term resistance line. That's that line going across. One hit here, maybe a few hits there, a couple hits here. And we're trying to break through that. We just paused and came back. A lot of the times, this is where cup and handles form and stuff like that. And what happens is you hit these resistance lines and they just kind of hit their head and come on back. And then eventually they go on higher like that. That's that little handle. But everything looks good. We've got a nice good wick at the bottom. Buyers are coming in and buying it up off this bottom here. It looks good. URNM. Looking at URNM on a logarithmic perspective, I put the line up top here. We've got a line that's in the middle of nowhere because it's going to be somewhere in this range here. Did we do a little bit of, popping out? Maybe. False breakout? We'll find out. We've got a line going across here with some support, and we're using that as support right now. We'll see if we can bounce higher again. Camco, looking at this from a long-term perspective, we basically have a channel here. There's the channel. Looking something like that. And we've been going up in this channel on a logarithmic perspective. We back out of it. Do kind of a big picture view. That's what it looks like from a logarithmic perspective. You got this channel that was coming up. We had a channel that formed earlier that looks something like this. We broke out with I call this the bear trap. Could we have a bear trap that we come out and break down? Maybe. Again, guys, I can't tell you. I don't know the whole future of all this, but we could have a pullback, a bear trap, and then we take off, and it's see ya, wouldn't want to be ya from that point onward. That's when we ran from 280 or so, 266 at the complete bottom, all the way up to $55. That would be a heck of a run for anyone to ride. But we've been riding higher, looking good. Bannerman, again, big picture view stuff here. We had the downtrend line, the consolidation, the squeeze, and then the stair-stepping large moves higher. And we're just kind of moving sideways at the moment. Would I be worried about this? No, I would not be worried. Goviax, big picture view. Whoops. We got this nice, strong resistance line going across that blue line. We kind of poked out below it. We've been basically playing with the line above and below it, and we've got a nice good wick at the bottom. Still looks good. Global Atomic, this thing has been a beast. Big move higher. We broke the downtrend, and we've just catapulted higher. We're just in a consolidation sideways pattern at this time. May the forces be with all of us. We had a downward move, double bottom pattern, broke to the upside on the right-hand side, and we're just coming back and doing almost like a retest after the breakout. Looks good with this nice big wick at the bottom. Pure Point Uranium, big picture view. We got nice, strong resistance right at 12 cents. We've got nice, strong support coming down off the bottom here at about 5 cents. So 5 cents to 12 cents, we're kind of bouncing between those two areas. Deep Yellow, we're heading down a little bit here. That's not really I'm trying to find this from a big picture view, guys. Let me delete some of this out. We've got support, looks like through here too. and we can kind of come through that way. A nice kind of horizontal line coming through support, and maybe we're going to come back at this intersection of support zones, even though this isn't really a good support area for the logarithmic. Paladin, nice good support running through here. Looks like we're bouncing off that support area. So that looks good, almost like a double bottom, a breakout, and we pause there, and then we usually take off. And this is from a monthly perspective. These are each candlestick's a month, so it's just taking time. Sky Harbor, another one that's been bouncing back and forth. We got support here going across. We touched it and we came back up, and we're above this trend line pattern, kind of. I mean, I'll say it's probably there, but looks okay. We've got Canalaska. Come on, Canalaska, load, baby. Backing out on Canalaska CVVUF. Long-term trend line coming down through here. We haven't broken that trend line yet, so we're actually still in a downtrend for Canalaska. We just got to break out of it. Next Gen Energy, another one that's been moving up. This is obviously based off non-logarithmic, but logarithmic-wise, it still looks fine. Losing a little bit of momentum up here. It is kind of going sideways. Looking at base load from a big picture view, lots of selling pressure at the top. That's why I have those 3 circles there. That's the 3 circles, but our lows are stepping up into this, and if we were to kind of put a trend line there, it looks something like that. So there's our trend line, our pattern that is developing. So there's that. Fission 3.0. This line was drawn on the other one, but I can move it. So coming on up here, we basically have a line scrolling through this guy. We broke out, we kind of came on back, and sometimes you kind of break through here and then you just launch. But again, I'm not calling for a launch. I'm just saying sometimes they do that. Nice big hammer candlestick pattern on the monthlies there for Fission 3.0. Fission, Uranium, kind of looking at this. We kind of broke through that. We're still moving up in this channel. Kazatomprom, moving on up, and we're pulling on back. Could this pull back further? It very well could. This could, you can kind of see this pattern where it kind of does something like that. Peninsula Energy, the trend line being broken. Maybe we do a little bit of a retest, but it looks good overall. Boss Energy, this has been in the channel for a while. It's in channel land is what I call it. This is that channel going across, the other channel there, and we're bouncing between the 2 channels. Consolidated Uranium on a monthly perspective on logarithmic. This is a double bottom pattern. We are still moving up on that double bottom. We're just kind of moving sideways there. Lotus Resources, just moving sideways, not much data in terms of a monthly candlestick basis. We do have a wick at the bottom. Looking at UROY. UROY's got this weird looking, this is on logarithmic. If it looks like this, non-logarithmic, but we're just peeking out below, and sometimes these get a big wick on the bottom and they start to come back up. We do have, a little bit of slowing of this momentum. Just noting that. Encore Energy, again, we're getting a little bit of the slowing of this momentum, kind of rolling over on a monthly candlestick basis. But kind of looking at this, we consolidated, ran out of this, and then we're just kind of getting a pullback. Looking at UU, got what I need. Double bottom, the breakout, and we're still moving in an uptrend channel fashion. URG, there's the big pattern. We've broken out. We're just kind of getting this megaphone pattern going on. Looking at UEC. UEC, I can see obviously there's a trend line up here, somewhere in that range there that we're trying to break out of. Looks like we're struggling to break above that, but we'll break it eventually. Looking at LEU, big long-term picture there. Nice sell-off here, double bottom, and now we're moving higher. We hit our head on this resistance area and kind of came on back. Put in a little bit of a nice wick on the bottom here at support, so hopefully we can hold there. LTVR, light bridge, another one. Big old downtrend line that we've broken out to the top side, and we're just doing a little retest move there. ISO energy, nice big old move higher there, and a little pullback to support, and we'll see if that holds. Appia energy, this one's got a support line going across here, that blue line, and we're basically coming back. We've got a little, perhaps a falling wedge pattern as well. Still sitting on top of the pattern, still looks great. Denison Mines, just going sideways, this little strong support resistance. This is resistance. We're trying to break through it. We're struggling to break through that resistance line. Blue Sky Uranium. We haven't broken out of this resistance line up there. That's really what we're trying to do, is break back up against that. And it almost looks like a shoulder type head and shoulder pattern, inverted head and shoulders that's developing in a big long-term time frame all the way since 2010. That's a big pattern. Forum Energy Metals, looking at this one, kind of a double bottom pattern here. What I'd like to do is grab this, and we're just dipping down. We'll probably maybe get bought back up above this support area, hopefully. Anfield Energy, it's down there. You got the line still bouncing all around. Maybe it's a double bottom that develops eventually. Laramide, moving sideways. We've broken out and kind of pulled on back for Laramide. Western Uranium Vanadium has not broken out of its pattern. Looks like we're still messing around with this pattern. UEXCF, breaking here back lower. It is selling off. UEX is looking pretty weak. Mega Uranium, looks like we're dipping below it, and we'll see if the buyers come in and support it. Standard Uranium, that one was selling off. It was quite low. It was down very much low. And hopefully we can get some buyers to bring this back up on the monthly candlestick. We still have some trading sessions ahead of us, and we're getting a little wick at the bottom, so hopefully we can bring that back up above the support, and maybe we'll take off. Maybe this is a 1-2 bottom. If you want to buy it down here and go for it, that's where you do it. Looking at Valor Metals, getting a nice good wick at the bottom. It is still on top of its pattern, and it's looking good for a potential move higher. Elevate, still getting a little bit of selling pressure, heading towards its support line. There is the support lineage somewhere in there, and we're getting right on top of the support line. 92E, looking at this, we're just kind of moving sideways. You usually get wicks at the top when you hit some selling pressure, so you get some selling pressure up there. But overall, it still looks good. So that's what it looks like from a big long-term perspective, kind of an overall big perspective. And the charts still look good. Nothing. I mean, we're sitting on top of patterns for the majority of them. Some of them have big double bottom patterns that we're still sitting above. So it still looks good. And we're coming up into an energy crisis. Natural gas is taking off. Natural gas could pull back in the short term. I mean, we got a little wick at the top today on the dailies. But again, I'm just sitting in these waiting. The world has an energy problem, and the best thing you can do is sit in these energy companies and just wait it out. I mean, they're in uptrends. That's undeniable. They're all in uptrends. We're just bouncing all around with the overall market volatility. But on a big long-term perspective, they all look good. If you guys like the analysis, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Platinum membership on the website below. You can see the link below in the description link if you want to go there. And we'll see you next time. Ciao.